Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because, well, we're unpacking something incredibly powerful. We're going to break down the 5 premium secrets for building a successful mindset and completely transforming your life through a 180-day silent work challenge. So if you're focused on elevating your potential and you're kind of tired of just going through the motions every day, this explainer is built exactly for you. We're going to look at the very specific, actionable steps required to totally rewrite your future over the next 6 months.
So I want you to really let this sink in for a second. If you stay the exact same person for the next 6 months, doing the exact same things, thinking the exact same thoughts, will you be happy? If your immediate gut answer is no, then you're at a really crucial turning point. You see, most people fall into this painful trap of just remaining average by default. They scroll through reels, they make excuses, they waste time, and suddenly they arrive at the end of the year saying, man, I wish I'd started earlier. Well, today we're going to make absolutely sure that doesn't happen to you.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's a quick roadmap of the 5 mindset shifts we're about to explore. First up, we have the 80-day challenge itself. Then we'll cover Secret 1, mindset precedes wealth. After that, Secret 2, value over money. Then, Secret 3, creation over comparison. And finally, we'll wrap up with the final secrets, discipline and action.
All right, let's start right off with Section 1, the 18-day challenge and committing to silent work.
Right now, you're facing a massive choice. You can either waste the rest of this year making excuses, or you can commit to 180 days of quiet, intensely focused growth. Literally, just 6 months. That's all it takes to completely rewire your habits, your confidence, and your earning capacity. Now, the absolutely crucial word here is silent. The source material points out this brilliant truth. Noise is made by average people. History, however, is written by those who work silently. The goal here isn't to blast your plans all over the internet. It's to put your head down and execute for 180 unbroken days.
Moving right along to Section 2, which brings us to Secret 1, mindset precedes wealth, and why you have to change your thoughts first. And this brilliantly illustrates a fundamental mistake that, honestly, 99% of people make. They believe that once they get money, their mindset will naturally change. But the reality is the exact opposite. Nobody gets wealthy in their bank account first. You actually have to become wealthy in your mind before it ever reflects in your reality. Let's look at how these 2 different mindsets actually begin their day. The average mindset wakes up, grabs the phone, and immediately surrenders to the doom scroll of instant gratification. And look, let's be real, it is incredibly difficult not to immediately check your phone in the morning. But the successful mindset, they proactively wake up to their life goals. They aren't looking for shortcuts. They focus on long-term growth the literal second they open their eyes.
So how do we build that successful routine? Well, here's your actionable plan for the next 180 days. Step 1, absolutely no mobile phone for the first 30 minutes of your day. Just put it away. Step 2, read your goals out loud. Step 3, sit quietly and visualize for 10 minutes. Really see the exact version of yourself you're working to become. And Step 4, spend 30 minutes reading or learning a new skill. I challenge you to dedicate just this 1 hour every single morning to investing in your brain. Why? Because the person who invests in their mind every day is the exact person the world eventually invests in.
I want you to listen to this and really internalize it. Rich people buy time, average people sell time. Controlling your time is the absolute first step to controlling your life. If you're constantly giving your time away to distractions or just trading it for a flat rate without building your own assets, you're essentially selling your most precious resource. You have got to start accounting for every single hour.
And that brings us to Section 3, covering Secret 2, value over money, and the concept of becoming invaluable.
You see, chasing money directly is kind of like a trap that keeps you running on a treadmill forever. The wealthy, instead, systematically increase their personal value because they know that money naturally gravitates toward value. So ask yourself this right now. If you quit your job today, would 3 separate companies be fighting to hire you tomorrow? If your answer is no, then the problem isn't really your job, your boss, or the economy. The problem is your current market value. The world doesn't pay you just because you have a degree or because you work hard. No, the market pays you in direct proportion to the size of the problem you are actually capable of solving. To solve bigger problems, you're going to need bigger skills. The source highlights some specific, high-value skills you really should master: artificial intelligence, communication, sales, leadership, and digital skills. While average people are wasting time, you need to be dedicating at least an hour a day to mastering just one of these areas. And if you're sitting there wondering, okay, but where do I even start? The source highly recommends the classic book, Think and Grow Rich, as an amazing foundational manual. But remember, knowledge only becomes power when you actually take action on it.
Think about this quote for a second. Income is always a reflection of identity. When you spend 180 days learning AI or mastering sales, your identity expands. You literally become a different, more capable person. And as your identity grows, your income will naturally and inevitably rise right up to meet it. Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds into Secret 3, Creation over Comparison, focusing strictly on yourself.
It's fascinating because people rarely fail because of a lack of resources, right? They fail because of their emotions. And honestly, the most destructive emotion of all is comparison. The average mindset scrolls through social media, sees someone's luxury car or fancy vacation, and immediately feels jealous or defeated. Their whole day gets derailed just by comparing their behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. But the rich mindset, they don't do comparison. They look at success and think, hey, if they can do it, I can learn how to do it too. They focus entirely on their own creation and self-growth. Remember, you are not in a race with anyone else. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday.
This right here is a profound truth. Temporary comfort gives permanent regret, but temporary discipline gives permanent respect. The world absolutely loves to celebrate the final result, but they usually ignore the silent sacrifices it took to get there. While others are partying, you're reading. While they binge TV, you're building your skills. The sacrifices you make today are exactly what will purchase your freedom tomorrow.
Now, we've arrived at Section 5, dealing with the final secrets, discipline and action, and the battle of the two voices.
What's really interesting about this concept is that understanding the previous secrets is great and all, but sustaining this transformation for 180 days requires conquering a massive internal battle. Every single day of this journey, you are going to hear two competing voices in your head. The voice of comfort is going to whisper, hey, just take today off. Why work so hard? Everyone else is resting. But that second voice, the voice of discipline, is going to say, just one more chapter, just one more skill, just one more action. Your ultimate success depends entirely on listening to that second voice for 6 straight months. We so often look for some kind of magic bullet, but the truth is super simple. Success isn't a sudden magical event. It is the invisible, compound interest of small, correct decisions made day after day after day. You don't have to prove a single thing to the world today. You just have to beat the person you were yesterday. Let's kind of visualize this journey. On day 1, it's all about raw commitment. No excuses, no complaints. By day 90, you're deep in the trenches, consistently building high-value skills and forging this ironclad discipline while the rest of the world is distracted. And by day 180, well, if you stick to this, you won't just have a few new habits, you will step into a completely new identity. People are going to look at your results and call you lucky, but only you will know it was the product of 180 days of relentless, silent discipline.
So it really all comes down to this. What choice will you make today? You know the 5 premium secrets for building a successful mindset now. You can let the next 180 days slip by exactly like the last 6 months, or you can draw a line in the sand right now. Stop making noise, start your silent work, and let your future success do the talking. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep building, and I will see you in the next one.